Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing how to cream, contour, and highlight, and I've already done my foundation, and I just did my Makeup Forever HD foundation in N127, and then I primed my face prior to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my under eye concealer. I'm going to use the Naked Skin concealer today, and this one is in Light Warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cover up any dark circles under my eye and also give my eye and cheekbones an elevated look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to slowly taper that up to the corner of my eye so that it makes kind of a V shape. And I'm going to be using a damp beauty blender to blend that in. And the damp beauty blender is nice, but because it's wet and then you wring it out, it becomes porous. So it helps to soak up any excess product that's on your face. And not only that, the moisture helps to really blend it into your skin and make sure that it doesn't look cakey on the surface. So hopefully you're able to see the difference between this eye and this eye. Especially throughout the day, my dark circles get bad, so this is a necessary step. So the whole science behind contouring and highlighting is to take your natural face shape and your features and just accentuate them by bringing out the shadows and the lights on your face. So naturally the sun will give us contours and highlights, and anywhere where there would be shadows on your face, and you can just see, you know, if you stand in your bathroom, you can kind of see where the light comes down and where it gives you natural shadows. So the hollows of your cheeks, your jawline, anywhere where it's a little more sunken in or hollowed out. And the high points of your face will reflect the most light. So the bridge of your nose, your forehead, your chin, the high points of your cheeks, those places are elevated, so those are going to reflect the most light. So by contouring and highlighting, we want to take those same places and just kind of help bring them out a little bit more by using products. So I did the under eye concealer, and that was to cover up my under eye circles and to help elevate and lift my eyes up. So now I'm going to highlight the high points of my face. So I want to hit the top of my forehead, and I'm going to keep it low because I don't want to give my forehead too big of an appearance, because if I do the highlight you know, across my whole forehead, it's going to make this look even more elevated. If you have a smaller forehead, this is a great trick to do to make your forehead appear larger. Same with your chin. If you have a smaller chin and you want to make it appear bigger, you just put more highlight here and it's going to appear that it's just a little further extended. If you have a large chin, you want to do the opposite of that, and then I'll kind of go over some things you can do with the contouring to help that out. So I'm going to use my MAC Prep and Prime in Light Boost today, and I'm going to just hit that, like I said, right on my forehead, bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin. And then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to do right underneath where my contour is going to be. So you can see that's where the hollows of my cheeks are. So right below that I'm going to do some highlight. And this is just going to help clean up that line when I do the contour. And then I'm just going to do the same right on the top of my cheekbones where I want it to look the most elevated. Alright, so now for the contouring. I'm going to bring you in a little bit. A great product that I love is the Lancome Le Duo. It's a contour and highlighting stick. So what I'm going to do is take the contouring stick, and I'm going to draw a line in the hollows of my cheeks. So that should be pretty much the top of your ear towards the corner of your mouth. So you follow that line, but you don't want to bring it all the way down, because that's just going to give you like a really sunken in, non-natural appearance. So keep it higher up. Draw those. And then I want to take and kind of slim my forehead a little bit. So I want to bring the sides in and then the top, and that's going to bring my forehead down a little bit. And then I want to make sure to get the temples because you want it to blend in with everything. And then I'm going to hit my jawline. So I'm going to go right across my jawline, you can see. Kind of looks like I'm about to give myself a little facelift, which I am, but just with makeup. And then I'm also going to contour my nose a little bit. If you are unhappy with the appearance of your nose, there's ways you can fix it with makeup so easily. So I think that my nose is a little wide right here. And also when I turn sideways, it kind of has a little almost like slope appearance and kind of sticks out a little bit right here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to draw two little lines straight down. So this is going to help slim it. And then I'm going to round off this right here. And then I'm going to do a little bit right there. So this is going to give it like a shadow on top, so it's going to help that bump appear a little lower. And you want to use something with synthetic hairs so that it doesn't just absorb all that product, but just helps blend it out. And then I'm going to take another stippling brush, but just a little bit bigger, and I'm going to blend out the other cream contours. Make sure you really get it into your hairline because you don't want a gap between your contour and your hairline. And when doing the blending of the cheekbone contour, you always want to bring it up. If I were to take a contour and blend it down, it would look like this part of my face was sunken in. Kind of like cheekbones are so high up and you can see like it kind of comes down and then goes like this, and this whole section is hollowed out. I'm sure you know the look I'm talking about. It doesn't look healthy and it doesn't look natural, so you just want to blend that up. So it's going to look like the underside of the curvature of your cheekbone. So it's just going to give you a nice lifted appearance. And then blend this one out. The jawline contour is a great trick for anyone who is unhappy with their chin or their neck, feels like they have a really long neck or a double chin or excess skin or any fat, anything that you're just a little self-conscious of. This is a great trick because you're taking that darker color and it's going to appear that this is pushed farther back because it's going to look like there's a shadow under there. So it's going to make this look slimmed down. It's not only going to make your neck appear slimmer, but it's really going to accentuate your jawline and give you that nice, clean, crisp jaw. Just make sure you buff everything out really nicely because you don't want any harsh lines. This will just call you out on your contour and it will look very unnatural. I do want to go a little darker on my cheekbones because I'm not going to be using any powder. I want to keep this all cream products today, so I'm going to take my Cover FX contour palette, and this is a cream one. So I'm going to mix them together because I want to have one right in between, and I'm just going to dip my stippling brush right in it. And I'm just going to take the corner and kind of make a line right where I did before, and after I have that line, I'm going to start buffing it up and just kind of pressing it into my skin. And this one has a little more warmth to it also, so I'm bringing some color into my face. Just do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm just going to add a little more color to my forehead and right under my chin. So sometimes after, I'll take my kabuki that I use for my foundation and just kind of buff around and make sure that I don't have any harsh lines anywhere, especially on the nose. So now I'm going to take the other end of the Duo Lancome contour and highlight. I'm going to take the highlight side and I'm just going to touch it on the high points of my cheekbones where I want it to reflect light. And because it has the shimmer on it, it will reflect light and it's going to bring my cheekbones up and make them look very elevated. And not only that, but it's going to give my face like a nice dewy, fresh finish. And then the bridge of my nose, and then just a little on the Cupid's bow. I'm just going to use my finger to kind of like press that in. Now, this is real nice and subtle. If you want a little more, the Cover FX one is beautiful. Also, Becca Opal Cream Highlighter is amazing. So I'm just going to take the highlighter in this one and touch it up. Alright, so that is how I cream, contour, and highlight. Now, if you want to set your under eye concealer, which I usually will end up doing, you can do that, but you want to make sure that you do that at the very last step, because it might seem weird to do that after you highlight and everything, but you don't want to ever put cream or liquid products over powder, because it's just going to clump that powder up that you just put on, and it's going to make it look real cakey. It's like sprinkles on the last step of your cake. If you put frosting over sprinkles, the sprinkles are just going to clump up in places and settle in any little rivets or lines. So you want to make sure that anything you do with powder is the very last step. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and set your under eye concealer, you can do that now and then you'll be done. But this cream, contour, highlight routine just makes sure that you still have like a luminous, dewy finish. If you want to be matte, then you can do powder, contour, and highlight, and I'm going to make a video for that also. But I just wanted to show you guys how I personally contour and highlight with cream products. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and have a good night.